Hi teachers, here I'll be going to teach you on how to factor trinomials, okay? So ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is always equal to 1, okay? So as you can see there, with that x squared, a is always equal to 1, okay? Now, factoring trinomials, especially this one, these are like perfect square trinomial. When I say perfect square trinomial, it is, one of those in the special products which I discussed, okay? So, how to factor trinomials, okay? This one, teachers, if you're going to have this, if you're going to have like x squared plus 6x plus 9, okay? In factoring, just mind the first and the last terms, okay? So, what are the factors of the first term? We have x and x, okay? Next, factors of the last term, okay? So, we have 3 and 3. What are the sign? Look at this, teachers. If the sign is positive and positive, so that means all are positive, okay? And then try to cross that one out. So, cross multiply, x times 3, that is 3x. And then x times 3, that's also 3x. Add them, okay? Add them. 3x plus 3x, that is 6x. Now, teachers, if this one, the result is equal to the middle term, that means your factors are correct. So you have there your factors. Our factors are correct because the middle term is equal to the sum of this one. So we have the factors of x plus 3 and then x plus 3. Okay? Did you get it? That's how to factor. Next one. Number 2, we have x squared plus 10x plus 25. Okay? Factor the first and factor the last. So we have there x, and then since positive and positive, we have plus and plus, 5 and 5. Okay? Because 25 is 5 and 5. So we have there, cross that one, so we have there x times 5, that is 5x, and then x times 5, that is also 5x. Okay? So total 5x plus 5x, that is 10x, which is equal to the middle term. So our factors are correct. So that's x plus 5 times x plus 5. Okay? That's how we're going to factor it. Now, so this is a perfect square trinomial because this one can also be like x plus 5 squared. Okay? Squared because there's the same. Like, same as with this, x plus 3 squared. Okay? There you go. Next one. Okay, number 3. We have there, factor the first, so we have x, and then this one, look at that, 5 and 5. Look at, what's this, teachers? This is positive and positive. What are the factors of 25 that will give, if you're going to add, that will give you negative 10? So we have there minus and minus, okay? Cross multiply, so we have there x times 5, that is negative 5x, and then x times negative 5, that's also negative 5x. Total, negative 10x, right? Which is also equal to the middle term. So our factors for this is like what? X minus 5 times x minus 5 or x minus 5 squared. Okay? There you go. Next one, teachers. If you're going to have, what's this? X squared minus x minus 30. Factor the first and the last. Here is x and x. What are the factors of negative 30? That if you're going to have it sum or added, it will give you negative 1, which is the middle term, negative 1, right? So we have there, shall I say, minus 6 and minus, because we have a lot of factors of 30, like 15 and 2, and 30 and 1, 6 and 5, like 10 and 3. But the thing is, you always have to have like a difference of 1, okay? So plus 5. Enough? Try to cross this one. You can just do trial and error method, okay? So 5 and x, that is 5x positive, and then x negative 6, that is negative 6x. Add them, negative 6x plus 5, that gives you negative x, negative 1x or negative x, okay? So which is equal to the middle term, okay? There you go. So our factors are correct. So this one is equal to x minus 6 and x plus 5. There you go, okay? Now, if you really want to try like 10 and 3, okay? So x minus 10 and x plus 3. Look at that. Since this one is also negative 10 times 3, that gives you also negative 30, right? So cross them. Look at that. X and 10, that is negative 10x. And then this one, 3 and x, that is 3x. Add them. So we have negative 7x, which is not equal to the middle term. Okay? So you have to do the trial and error method. Okay, next one. We have there, okay, x squared minus 4x minus 45. Now, if you're going to factor this one, first and last, so we have there x and x. What are the factors of negative 45? We have 15 and 3, but if you're going to deduct 15 and 3, it will give you 12, right? Which is not the middle term. Others, shall we say 9 and 5. So we have there plus 9 and then minus 5. Multiplying them, that gives you negative 45, right? Okay, so multiply that is negative 5x. And then multiply this, that is positive 9x. Add them, we have 9 minus 5, that is 4x. Which is not equal to the middle term because this one is negative. So we're going to change the sign now. This one is negative, this is positive. So that means this one is positive and this one is negative, right? X times negative 9, that gives you negative x. And then this one, that's positive 5x. And minus 9 plus 5, that gives you negative 4. Okay, which is equal to the middle term. So our factors for this would be x minus 9 times x plus 5. Okay, there you go. Next one, number 6. If you have like x squared minus 8x plus 7. Okay, first and last, I'm sorry. This one is x and x. Remember, teacher, this one, what are the factors of positive 7? That gives you negative 8. Okay, so we have only 7 and 1. Okay, now if you're going to add them, since this one is negative 8, so both of them are negative, right? Because, okay, shall we say this one, that is negative x, and then this one is negative 7x. Add them, we have 8x negative, right? Which is equal to the middle term. So our factors for this would be x minus 7 times x minus 1. Okay, there you go. Next one, x squared plus 11x plus 10. So we have there first and last again. So we have x and x. And factors of 10 that will give you 11. It's not 5 and 2 because 5 and 2, although it's 10, but if you're going to add that, that gives you 7, right? 5 plus 2 is 7. Other factors of 10 that gives you 11 is 10 and 1, right? So since both are positive, so we have positive 10 and positive 1, right? Cross multiply, x and 10, that is 10x, positive, and then this one, x and 1, that is x, okay? X or 1x. So we have there 11x positive, which is the middle term, right? So our factors are x plus 10 and times x minus plus 1. I'm sorry. Okay, there you go. Next one, last number. Okay. Now, last number, we have x squared minus 21x minus 100. First and last again, so we have there x and x. Next. Negative 100. Factors of negative 100, we can have negative 10 and positive 10. Well, adding them, that gives you 0, right? Okay, how about 20 and 5? Negative 20 and positive 5. Add them, that it gives you negative 15, which is not the middle term. How about 25 and 4, right? We can have it like 25 and 4. 25 and 4, 1 is negative, so we say like that. So we have there cross multiply. This is positive. Negative 25x. Okay, and then this one, that is positive 4x. Add them, negative 25 plus 4, that gives you 21x negative, okay, which is the middle term. So our factors for this would be x minus 25 times x plus 4 for this expression, okay? Now, if you have some comments or like questions, you can just post your questions down below, okay? Bye-bye.